Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Warren, the school librarian over at West Elementary, and today I'm going to be doing another book talk using SORA, our online ebook reader. If you need directions on how to log into SORA or how to get to any of the things that I'm going to show you today, feel free to check out my website on the West Elementary Library page. I actually have full videos and explanations on how to do all of these things and how to be able to check out a book. So if you want to head on over there, you're more than welcome to look at the examples, and then all of a sudden you can start checking two at a time. Also know that you can add your public library in too. So today I'm going to be showing you a bunch of different choices. And the first thing I want to mention is that we have Harry Potter that can be checked out on both ebook, which is the book with the words, and also audiobook, which lets you listen to it, for every single student in the whole school. This has no wait. You can click right on it. It's multiple copies, and this is a special thing that's happening since we're having our school from home. So if you want to head over to SORA, you can check out Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone, which is the first book in the series right now. You can listen to it, or you can actually read the book. And you can tell which one is the regular book and which one is the audiobook, because the audiobook actually has a little headphone on it right here that lets us know that I can listen to it. The other one does not have the headphones, so you know that that's just a regular book. You'll also notice it's in a bunch of different languages, so make sure you choose the ones that are in English because it's there in a bunch of different choices. All right, the next one I'm going to be showing you is another really great chapter book. And this one I actually wanted to share with you because I have both the first book and the sequel in our collection. And this is the Wild Robot book, which is written and illustrated, which is interesting enough. It's a chapter book, but it's got great illustrations inside of it too. By Peter Brown. He was an author who actually came to visit Allendale Elementary this year, and I love his books. The Wild Robot is all about a robot who gets dropped off on an island all alone, and she has to learn how to survive there. The first book is The Wild Robot. The second one is The Wild Robot Escapes. And if you ever want to see what a book is in the series, underneath where it says add to list, you'll see that there's actually what books are in order, and both of those are in the library right now. This one has a lot of adventure, a lot of excitement, and a lot of fun. So I'd really encourage that to somebody if you want to have a story told from the perspective of a robot, which is kind of really cool. All right, the next one I want to show you is another chapter book, and I really just like these ones because it is so very silly. And this is my Inspector Flytrap series. This is written by Tom Elgeberger and Cece Bell. This is just hilarious. If you've read the Origami Yoda series, this is by the same exact author. In this one, it's all about a Venus flytrap who decides that he is going to solve mysteries. And the way he gets around, because he's a plant and he doesn't have any feet, is on a skateboard. It is very silly, it is very funny, and there are hilarious illustrations all the way through. So if you want a little bit of a mystery with a little bit of fantasy because you've got a talking plant, and then a little bit of hilarious because, I mean, just look at the illustrations on the cover. You're going to get a really good sense of how silly this is going to be. It's a great one to choose. And you get to figure out who the bad guy is. This one gets into some wacky and wild stuff. And oh, by the way, his assistant is a goat. Why? You got to read it to see. It's just very silly and very funny, so try it out. All right, the next series I know a bunch of you are going to be huge fans of. We just bought, all the librarians, a ton of these last week. So I really wanted to show you guys. This is the Magic Treehouse series, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen. This is by Mary Pope Osborne, and I'm going to click in here and actually click on the whole series title right here, just so that you can see really fast how I did that. I pulled up the Magic Treehouse by clicking on the series button off to the side. And once I go in, it shows me every single one of the books that I have that are part of just the regular Magic Tree House. But if I click back on here again, and I click on this book, I can select Mary Pope Osborne, who is the author, and you're going to see even more because we have Magic Treehouse, but then we have some of the other ones that are like the Magic Treehouse special editions, like the Magic Treehouse Merlin missions and things like that. We've purchased a ton, and some of them are actually a bunch of books all together. So if you come over here, for example, this is Magic Treehouse, but it's the first 4 books. So if you check this out, you get the first 4 ones with Jack and Annie. It's all about a brother and sister who are able to go into a treehouse that when they touch books, take them to different places in history and different events that are happening. Lots of really cool facts in this. Even though it's fantasy and totally made up, the author did a ton of research to be able to find out different details about different events that have happened in the past, and different animals, and different fairy tales even. And it's just really fun. And I love these ones. There's so many good ideas and so many good choices. Really great for any of my students. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is going to be a series that has become very popular in the last 3 years. I actually own all of the chapter books and all of the graphic novels. Oops, Mrs. Warren's typing in the wrong stuff. I have to type in Wings of Fire. And I have some of my 4th graders who have literally come into library and grabbed them the minute I have purchased them off the shelf. I have audiobooks of these ones. We've got regular chapter books of these ones, but we also have the graphic novels, which means you can read the regular story if you'd like to, but then you can also see speech bubbles with different illustrations that go along with it. So I'm just going to show you a sample of what Wings of Fire of a graphic novel looks like so you can get a compare and contrast. The regular book would just have the words. This one's going to have words and pictures. You're going to see, instead of having them say, this dragon spoke, it will have speech bubbles. Look at how gorgeous that illustration is of the map of their world, which, by the way, if you haven't noticed, actually makes the shape of a dragon. Pretty cool. As you go through, you're going to see that there's all these great illustrations. And I think this is pretty cool because there's so many different types of dragons in this series that it's really, kind of interesting to see what they're like and how they've been interpreted in drawing form. So you can look at the regular book, but you can also look at the graphic novel. Really cool series to be able to explore. All right. I'm going to show you the next graphic novel series that I wanted to talk about, which I just think is very silly, but it's fun. It's my Owl Diaries. And when you click on here, you're going to see that we have a bunch of these ones. We've got Ava and the New Owl, Trip to the Pumpkin Farm, Treetop Festival, Big Sleepover, the Baby Mo one, which a lot of my students have really enjoyed because there's a little baby owl in that one. But there's a ton. Great choices, awesome series. Bunch of them are available right now. You don't have to read them in order. They just have the same characters in each part of the series. And again, when you go into these ones, you're going to notice that they've got a ton of drawings all the way through because this is a graphic novel again. So try out the Owl Diaries if you just want a fun little adventure with owls as the main characters. And then the last book that I'm going to show you is my Ada Twist one. And when I go into that one, you're going to see that I've got Ada Twist Scientist, and I also have Ada and the Perilous Pants, which is all about Ada. She is a girl who wants to be a scientist, and it's all about her adventures with science and invention. This brings up a lot of stuff that have to do with STEAM. STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And those are all really cool stuff that we use with our Makerspace stuff. So if you're a fan of Makerspaces, this might be a great one for you. I'm actually going to click on the author, though, because we have a couple other books that are written by this author. We've got Rosie Revere Engineer, which you might have heard of, and Sofia Valdez Future Prez, which we just purchased as well, which is all about different girls having cool adventures with their teachers and with their classes. So lots of really good books, and this one's a great series of picture books. So if you want a quicker read, this might be a really good choice for you. I hope everyone's being safe at home and reading really good titles. Please check on Sora for really great reads all through our time at home. You can check out 2 at a time, and I'm hoping to share more read alouds and more book reviews in the next couple weeks. So check out my library page for more of those. All the best, boys and girls, and stay safe.